So let's continue part 2 of the 5 years of mistakes I've made that can possibly help you not to make them and make you more money from the start. So if you haven't seen part 1, go back and watch that. But let's just start from here and talk about what I did to change these things that were losing me money to make money. And had I known them from the very beginning, I might have made more money. You know, when you start out, you're just a novice and you really don't know much. Excuse me, my feeties are cold. And you have to really learn. And it took me, I'm going to say 4 out of the 5 years, but I'm still learning. I'll be learning forever, like I said in the last tape. But this is just to help you so you don't have to go through this. I enjoyed the learning process, but I could have made a lot more money. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Marion, and I am a reseller, mostly on Poshmark. And I just like sharing what I've learned. So if you like videos like that, go back and watch some other ones. If not, there are plenty of great YouTubers out there that I learned from. So let's just say hi and let's just get started. So I was talking about pictures in the last video, and in case you didn't see that one yet, you should see it first, but in case you haven't seen it yet. So with pictures, you can really take pictures anywhere. Somebody, I don't remember, one of the YouTubers did a survey to ask, what do you do? Do you take flat lays? Do you have a box? Do you do it on the floor? Do you do it on the couch? And the majority liked flat lay better. And the buyers liked flat lay better. So that just means, you know, laying the item down and taking a picture. A lot of people put them on a hanger, like I said, but you can choose to do whatever you want to do. But I want to talk to you about the actual pictures once you take them. So I have removed BG, and I'm not sponsored. There's no code, but I keep the free version of it to take out the backgrounds. I can do it while I'm taking the picture. You take the picture without a background. But there are many other great background removers. Some of the cross listers have it added in now, and some of the sites even have it. But they say, I don't know who they is, but they say, many people, that Google prefers a white background. If that's true or not, I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments, and feel free to leave comments on anything I say and add your advice for others and tell me if something might have helped you because you've been doing it wrong. Not wrong, but yeah, wrong, but a way that you don't know how to improve upon it. I hate saying doing it wrong because you are, but you don't know you're doing it wrong because I did it wrong. So next, I want to talk about the lighting with pictures. You know, I have a light. A lot of people have the ring light. I just have a, what does it say on it? I can't read it. It's 135 watts. And it's what really helps me to get the right color sometime, to get no shadows or just bare shadows. But when you have sunlight, you can I open the window. Sometimes that's not good. I open the drapes, but because there's a shine coming in, not a shine, but you know, like a halo. But I do it on my couch, which is perfect because it's such a light color. And I even keep some pictures with this, even though they say white background, because it's pretty. But that's what I do with pictures. So what do we want to talk about? What's going on here? So what do we want to talk about next? Let's talk about, that just moved my lighting, but that's okay. Let's just talk about offers. So in the beginning, when people used to make offers to me, even if they were 30% off, I'd say no. Yeah. 10%, I'd say yes. 20%, not really. Now I'm much more adaptable to, it's not adaptable. I'm much more concerned about making money faster than waiting for that $70 sale for 2 years. I rather get $40 or $50 now so that I can keep on replenishing inventory and getting the new trends. So I do accept lower offers. And also, when you get offers, don't take it personally. I mean, when I have something for $160 and they send me like a $40, I don't even, sometimes I try, and sometimes I'll go to, 130 and they'll go blah, 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 and you can go for a while. But when it's that far apart, I'll do it a couple of times, try offering, and if they don't accept, I just decline. And that's the best thing to do. But if you're willing to accept, then accept it. If you want to get rid of something right away and you paid $5 for it and they're offering you 40, I now would take it. You may be like, no, I can get 80. And that's fine. If you want to keep it for a couple of years and you're good with that and you have storage space, that is fine. Storage space. Can we talk about that? So, my storage space is getting better and better. But if you don't know my story, I had a retail store until the end of 2021. Now, it was a thrift shop, but it was more like a thrift shop boutique. And I had so many clothes from that really hardly sell online. So right now, it's 21, what are we, 4 or 5 years after that? 22, 23, 21, 4 years after that. Yeah, I got to use my fingers. When I closed, I still haven't been able to sell a lot of those pieces of clothing. And, I could have put them on really cheap and bundled them, but quite honestly, I brought bags and bags and bags and bags and bags. I can't even tell you how many bags, seriously. We might have made, over the weeks, 7 different trips where there were at least 10 bags, big contractor bags. So I decided, instead of keeping the clutter in my house, get it out, have probably cleared out 15 to 20 of them. And you may be like, wow, you have so much space now. No, I still have a lot more to go. And what I did was I got rid of all of the clothing that wasn't selling. Well, I got rid of 85% of the clothing that wasn't selling. And I did that because now I know more of what sells. And I follow the trends and I follow things that are selling. And I know this is another one. It's not only the name brands. If Anthropologie makes something that's a really big item of theirs and someone makes something like it, it's going to sell, usually. So what I'm saying is, when trends are in, if someone normally sells something like Free People and you find the almost exact same thing, it looks just like it, I would pick it up. Because if it's in trend, it's worth picking up. And we talked about that in the beginning of yesterday's. So what do we do when there's that great sale? Oh, I might have spoke about this on the car ride the day before. What do we do when there's a great sale? Like when your consignment shop has everything, not everything, has one tag for $1 on a certain day. The first time I ever did it, I bought way too many. Way too many. Go back to the car ride to hear it. And now I don't do that. This week I spent $17 when I went. The first time I spent over $120. So your mindset slowly starts to change. You slowly see what is selling and what's not selling. So I'd say if you think something might sell, and it is really cheap, like the bins are $1, you can try it. Don't buy a bunch, but you could try it and see, or you really have to look up comps. Just remember from the start, I'm going to say it again, comps, comps, comps. When you're in a store, if you're in the thrift store, like I said, I used to be embarrassed, and I'm talking from the last 2 videos, so I used to be embarrassed. I am not anymore. I will stand there with my list and I will look, because I'll sit somewhere, I will check out. Oh, here's another one. Look, you see, I'm doing this as it goes along because I want to get everything in. So I didn't even make a list. I'm just talking. So this is my chat. Hopefully you're working while I'm talking because I'm not showing anything, so you don't really have to watch. So now, like I said, I look through everything and I have a list when I go. That's the other thing. If you really want to purchase things that you need, make a list, or make a list of certain types of clothes. Like if Bohemian's selling right now, maybe you want to buy Bohemian. If Whimsical Goth is selling right now, maybe you want to buy more of that, whether it's name brand or not. If you're hearing from every single person online that something specific is selling, like Levi's and a certain number, if you see them, pick them up. If they are enough of a price range for you to make the profit that you want. So the profit that you want, what is that? Do you even know yet? Do you know how much you would like to average per sale? So if you pay $5 for something, do you want to make double, 10? Do you want to make 15? Do you want to make 20? Do you want to make 25? It's good to figure that out. I now am lowering all of my prices from the past because they're not selling. The certain things I'm still keeping because I know they're back in trend 5 years later, but I would just be really careful when you go to the stores and make sure that you're aware of what you're looking for. Even if it's, like I said, a type, an aesthetic, a core, just keep in mind what you're looking for and go with that. I know I went back there, but it's because it's so important. Let's get back to inventory. In my plastic bins, I have them all numbered in the beginning, and you'll find your system, but I'm going to say this from the very, very, very start either a number or a letter system. I started by putting like all the black tops together, all the red pants together, all the green, and I couldn't find anything when I was looking for it. Now I went to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I far surpassed that, the alphabet. So then I went to numbers, and then I went to dates. So I find the best thing for me is dates, because like I have 324 here, 324.24. So I know I bought that a year ago. Now that doesn't mean I don't put new items in when I get them sometimes. So if I got something today and 324 needed to be filled, I would put everything in there. But still, for 90% of the inventory, it's the date that I got them, so it's easier to find. And I do put the SKU in my listing. You do want to put a SKU number, any kind of number, letter, whatever, on, but you want to put that in your listing so that when someone purchases something, you know that they purchase something from bin 324, and you could just go to it. Don't make it sound that easy, Marion. I say that because sometimes you forget to write down the bin. Sometimes I forget. You may not forget. So just be very detail oriented when it comes to this business, because it's a toughie. It really is a hard business if you don't do it correctly. See, I love doing this. And I don't make the amount of money that I want to be making yet, but we always strive for more. But I definitely have way, way, way more sales. And I find that my sales, if, like anything else, if I make the items cheaper, they sell faster. But I don't like making them cheaper in the way that it'll hurt other resellers, because if I have I don't know, I'm trying to think of a name brand, Chanel, which I never found. I found a fake one once. That's, $1,000. I don't know how much they even are. I'm not going to put mine for $500, because then the price is going to go down for all the other resellers. They're going to expect that type of amount to be given to them. So also beware. Do your best to stay in with your competition. You could go a little lower. You could go a little higher. Some people go a lot higher so that they can cut it in half. But of course, it's going to take you longer to get sales. Now, I don't know everything, and I never will. But I do know these things that I'm sharing, and I'm looking around the room just to see if there's anything else I want to share with you. I do want to share with you about inventory. Don't let it come into your living room. Don't let it come into your house. I mean, you can let it in the house if you have to, but store it somewhere. If you don't have enough room, don't buy things. I really do have a lot of bins that I still have to go through so I can have some house space back, because from my door coming into the bathroom, it's a room. It's a room. It's not even a foyer. And there's only a foyer part, because everything else in there is bins that you could see. They're neat, but they're bins. And then I have my office that's full of bins. And I was able to put more in there after my Earl bird died, because he was in there and that cage took up a lot of space. And I don't plan on getting another bird besides the 2 parakeets I have. So that was the best way to do it. Sell the cage. So I sold the cage, right? And made money on that, because I only got $25 less than I paid for it. So I did that. And, I sold some other things. And so I made room. My suggestions to you, if you have a basement that's dry, set it up in your basement. If you have a garage that you have room, I don't want husbands and wives yelling at me, that you have room just along the sides maybe, so that it doesn't take up the garage. If you have a shed, I have sheds, but I still have too much stuff in the house because it don't fit in the sheds, because I have to go through those also and get rid of things and take pictures. So if I started today and I was listening to this, I would make sure that as I bought things, I go to the thrift store, I come home, I set them up somewhere to take pictures of them, or I put in a spreadsheet what I bought and the price. I didn't do this, and it's a big mistake. And then I take the pictures and then I put them away. And it doesn't have to all be in the same day, because sometimes you can't do it. But just make sure it's a routine where you don't clog up your whole space, especially if you have other people in the house with you, because I know it drives them crazy, and you can't blame them. It's not their business. It's not their, or even hobby. It's not their hobby. I know I'm talking about this as a business, but it's because I have a business, but you may just be doing it as a hobby and selling your own clothes. That's great, because that's what I did in the beginning. And it's nice to just make money off of things that you normally donate. For those of you who either are not healthy or have a chronic disease or an autoimmune or anything that kind of keeps you from going into a job, this probably is the job for you, because I do it from home because of my health issues. And it makes you feel, even if you don't need to do it, like let's say your husband or your wife has a great job and you don't need to make money, I'm going to say it still keeps you alive. It still keeps you doing things. You're accountable. You have to do these things, and it keeps you going. It really does. It keeps me going. It may not keep you going, but I just want to say, don't feel, I have an itch, I'm sorry. Don't feel like you can't do something. Try it first. Even if you start with one item. Just start something, and then it will continue to grow. I'm so happy I started this, because not only do you have a whole community of people who are wanting to teach you and show you the ropes, but there's a lot of support if you look for it out there. And there are a lot of chats and a lot of groups, and there are some Patreons of people that I love and I listen to all the time and I watch all the time, and I ask for advice. I'm a part of one right now. I used to be a part of two. And let me know if you're part of any Patreon groups, if there are any YouTubers that you can suggest to us to watch for reselling. I'd love it. I'm sure everybody else would too. And I know that the most fun videos I watch are Bella the reseller. She goes out thrifting, and she takes you with her, and she takes her mom, and she takes her little fur baby, and it's really cute. And I watched her go from having way less followers than me to way more. So she's really good. She is consistent, and she's just a really, really nice person. You might want to look her up. If I remember, I'll put her in the comments. And I don't know her personally or anything. I just found her to be a good fit for me. But if you want to watch other things, other videos, just look, see who fits your personality. And that will change in time. Like, I've watched people for 3 years, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm either at this level or this level. I need to watch somebody else. And then I'll watch somebody else, and maybe they get too big and I'm not there yet. So I'll go back to them eventually. But I do have my favorites. Hopefully you find your favorites too. And I'll see you on the next one. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. If there's anything you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments. Even if it's research, I love searching. And so even if it's research for something that you can't figure out, maybe I can help and do a video on it so that I can help everybody with that, in case, this is a question they have or will have in the future. But for now, thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. And please like this if you like this video. Leave a comment. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It can't hurt. You'll ring the bell every time. It's free. It'll not ring the bell. If you hit the bell, then you'll know whenever I'm putting out content. And I'm doing my best now to do more again. So you may see me very often, but I can't guarantee a day yet or anything like that, but I will. And I hope to see you soon. Share this if you think someone needs it. And thank you. I appreciate you so much.